everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little update before we get into this video. So today I am exactly 7 weeks and 1 day pregnant. This week is going to be a very rough week to get by. I'm nervous, I'm scared, I'm excited, all those crazy emotions at the same time, but we'll get more into that in a minute. I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'm probably gonna blabber a lot in this video to try to figure out, I don't know the order that I want to say things or whatever, so that's just how it's gonna be. And it's like editing, so yeah. Anyways, so my pregnancy symptoms so far, as you can see, I'm not wearing sunglasses, thank goodness. Those are finally gone. No more headaches. My nausea is off and on still, but as long as I have a tea every morning when I get up, I seem to be pretty good. And I'm eating, I'm sleeping great. Finally, I got a new mattress, so I'm sleeping wonderfully at night. Thank goodness, no more tossing and turning. So yeah, that's pretty much my little update for you guys. So now into the video. This is going to be a little bit of a tough video to make. I've gone through it in my head several times as to what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it, but you know, it always goes out the window when you start filming. So we'll just see how this goes. I'm already rambling, so I'm sorry. So this is not my first pregnancy with this surrogacy, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. So I got matched up with my IPs, I believe in June or July of last year of 2017. We did all of our meetings and screenings and all that great stuff, and our very first transfer was one embryo, and that was in September 15th. So at this exact day, well, not this exact day, but this exact time of my pregnancy last year, I had my very first ultrasound, and we got to see the baby and the baby's heartbeats, and it was wonderful. It was absolutely exciting and amazing to see their faces, and it was fantastic. I still have the ultrasound photos so you can see how tiny the little thing was. That was so cute, and we got to see the heartbeat and everything. And that was at exactly 7 days. 7 weeks, 1 day pregnant, which is where I'm at today. So today's a little bittersweet for me, and this week is going to be tough. So what had happened is I had a little bit more stress in my life, and I don't know what happened, what caused it, or anything. I had just woken up one morning. It would have been the morning that I would have been 8 weeks pregnant. Exactly, I'm pretty sure. And it was on October 21st. Remember that day? It's a day I'll never forget. It's the most terrifying thing of my entire life. And I'd woken up, and at the time, one of my medications was the progesterone vaginal suppositories, and so I was taking those, and I always took one of my doses right before bed. And sometimes, TMI, I know, they leak out a little bit, so I had assumed that that's all it was. So I just got to go to the bathroom to wipe myself a little bit, and as soon as I got up, blood just started pouring everywhere. I had a big old clot come out, several clots come out, and it was very scary. I kind of screamed for my husband. Of course, 3 o'clock in the morning, he's asleep, and wake him up out of dead sleep, and he's like, "What's going on?" kind of a thing. And you know, he's pretty scared as well, because you know, I've never had a miscarriage before, so we had no idea what was happening. I assumed what it was, though, just because of the amount of blood and the size of the clots that were coming out. And so we called my in-laws as soon as we realized, you know, what was going on, because we had the kids at home and they were sleeping, and I didn't want to wake them to go to the hospital. Thank goodness for my in-laws being there. They work for a DD company, and they came over right away. They dropped everything. They came over right away so they could keep it on the kids, so they can go to the hospital. And sorry, my nose is running. And so I could go to the hospital, and we get to the hospital, and I was just so much blood. It was disaster. And I was already starting to leak through my pad and my pants when I got to the hospital. And I noticed when I got from the chair in the waiting room, because I felt wet again, there was blood leaking again and through my pants. And I got up, and there was blood on the chair, and I'm kind of crying and freaking out. And so the hospital was very, very nice enough to get me a pair of pants, which I'm very thankful for. And they got me one of those little diaper things to put on. And the hospital was so fantastic and amazing, and they were really great. So as soon as I got back in the hospital, what they did an ultrasound. They did a blood test, and they did an ultrasound. And when they did the first ultrasound, they couldn't see anything, and so I had to stay in the emergency room for a while. And I was having a lot of blood loss and clotting, as you typically do with a miscarriage. And sorry, I'm just trying to think. And anyways, yeah, sorry, this is so difficult to talk about sometimes. So they did the miscarriage. They did confirm it after I did the second ultrasound, which was later in the day. My blood pressure was dropping a lot, several times. I was getting incredibly dizzy and kept going pale. I almost passed out several times. In fact, I think I did pass out for like a couple of minutes or seconds, probably. Felt like minutes. One time when I was trying to change myself. So after that, the nurses were like, nope, you're laying down, you're not getting up again. They ended up moving me to a separate room, hooking me up to an IV, hooking me up to blood pressure monitors, just so they could check me more regularly, just to make sure everything was going to be okay. And then after I had that other ultrasound, of course, I had to do the report, and I had to wait for the doctor to come back, and they told me the news. And I got home, my husband knew what was going on. I'm going to cry. I'm sorry, it's probably going to happen. I can feel it coming. And we got home, and I was crying, and I couldn't tell my husband. I couldn't tell my IPs because it was really, really hard for me. And I had to get my husband to do it because I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to tell them I had lost their baby. We had just seen the baby on the ultrasound and seen the heartbeat for the first time. And it was just such an incredible and amazing. And then all of a sudden, exactly 1 week later, it was gone. And unfortunately, there's no explanation for it. It's just one of those things that sometimes happens. And so I had to get my husband to call them because I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. And so I was in bed, and he called them for me and took the phone downstairs, and they all had a little bit of a cry together. And so yeah, that's kind of the story of my first journey. And so this week, that is why this week is going to be especially tough for me. Because of that, this is the week that it happened, exactly like 1 week from today. So I'm terrified, to be honest. I'm scared for it to happen again. I'm scared. Sorry. I'm scared that it's going to happen again. I'm scared that we won't get a baby, but I'm also hopeful, and I'm trying to stay positive that everything's going to be okay. With the first pregnancy, I didn't have a lot of signs of being pregnant like I did this time. So that's a more positive outlook so far, as I'm having a lot more symptoms, like crazy lot more symptoms. And symptoms are changing as I go, so that's also another good sign. And before, I don't recall having a lot of the early pregnancy symptoms like I probably should have been having. So this time I do feel is going to be a lot different, and I hope that it's going to be a lot different, and I have my fingers crossed. I've been praying like crazy and really hopeful that things will go well. So at this point today, in my first journey, I would probably be about 26 weeks, and I would have been due on June the 3rd. So yeah, that was for that one. Anyways, we're on to our second one. So as you guys know, my second transfer we did on February 15th was my second transfer. And very hopeful. I'm scared, but I'm hopeful at the same time. I'm really hoping this is going to work. And I've been praying like crazy all the time that this is going to work. So I wanted to let you guys know some things that I have done that I'm planning on doing differently this time versus what I did last time. Not that things were super different. The last time I was working full time, and it was just, my work was a pain in the butt. For some reason, every time I tell my work, hey, I'm pregnant, they treat me differently and give me to clients that I'm not supposed to go see. I'm a PSW. So, you know, there's certain clients that you shouldn't be seeing when you're pregnant, and they would send me to those clients purposely, I believe. So I didn't want to have to deal with that stress and those problems and everything this time. That's not why I quit my job, though. It's not because of this whatsoever, so please don't think that. The reason I actually did quit my job was because, here I am rambling. The reason I actually quit my job was because of, I just wasn't getting enough hours. So this time differently, I am trying to eliminate a lot of stress in my life. So I have quit my job. I'm now a stay-at-home mom with my beautiful, beautiful little boy. He's 2.5, and he's amazing, and I'm really enjoying it so far. My last day of work was February the 3rd, which is about a week or so before transfer. And this time for medications, I'm taking the same medications, but I'm taking the progesterone injections this time instead of the suppositories. I don't know if the suppositories had anything to do with my miscarriage at all. I highly doubt they did. But for myself, my body didn't like them as much because every time I would use them, I would have a little bit of bleeding and I was cramping a lot. And this time, I don't have any of that. So maybe my body just didn't like that specific type. So I don't want to scare any of you away from that type of medication. I was probably doing something wrong with it, putting it up too high or not high enough or whatever. Probably too high, whatever. I don't know. But that's what happened. So, yeah. So anyways, back to how I'm going to do things differently. I have a lot less stress in my life. I'm no longer working. I'm a stay-at-home mom with my little guy, which is a lot less stressful. It's easier for me, and it's working out good so far. I'm not really having any cramping. I haven't had any bleeding at all this pregnancy. So, I mean, there's been some sickness, which is fine, whatever. Any signs for pregnancy, I bring it on. It's the good signs for me, right? So, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And this week, because it's going to be a little bit of a scary week, I'm planning on going to get a pedicure and help me relax a little bit extra, which will be nice. And yeah, so I guess that's the end of this video. It's a lot longer than my other videos. I am sorry for blabbering so much, but I thought I didn't want to lead you guys on and let you guys believe that this is my first time being pregnant for surrogacy, because it wasn't, and I wanted to be completely truthful and honest with you guys and let you guys see the good and the bad with surrogacy. Not that there is anything bad, but you know, things that can sometimes unfortunately happen. And so I am very, very thankful to my IPs that they had decided to continue to work with me and to continue to try again, because I was terrified, to be honest, that they were going to drop me. Some IPs drop you after so many times of trying, it just doesn't work, and they move on to someone else, and they get a baby, which I'm thankful for those other people that have, you know, that were able to get a baby. I was just terrified because I could not imagine, I really just couldn't imagine doing it for anybody else at this time. Like, my IPs and I, when we met, we clicked. As soon as we spoke on the phone, it was just this instant connection. We have so much in common, and like, I think we would be, like, not that we're not great friends now, I think we'd be even closer if we were to live closer together. Like, I could see us hanging out regularly, you know, if we lived closer. And so I'm very thankful to have them as my intended parents, and I'm just praying that things continue to go well and I'm able to give them the baby of their dreams. So anyways, I'm gonna stop blabbering. I'm sorry. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm sorry for crying like a little baby. Hormones and just emotions and everything. It gets ya. So anyways, that is the end. I hope you guys have a great day, morning, evening, whenever time you're watching this. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos about surrogacy. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye.